For more than 25 years, the smartest 30 minutes on television. From the campus of Wake Tech Community College, get your crania in gear. It's time to play Brain Game.
Welcome everyone to the Brain Game Playoffs. 16 teams vying for the title of Brain Game Champion. Competing today are Smithfield-Selma Senior High School and East Chapel Hill High School. All right, high fives all around. Very good. There it is. Good job. Great high fives. All right, ready to do it, everybody. All right. Hello and welcome everyone to Brain Game. I'm your host, Mark Roberts. Thanks so much for joining us here at Wake Tech Scott Northern Wake Campus. Let's meet the players and get started, shall we? First up, our two-time defending champions from East Chapel Hill. We have Nate, Malcolm, and Liam. That's East Chapel Hill High School, everyone. And the team from Triple S, Smithfield-Selma Senior High School in Johnston County. It's Henry, Abby, and Elijah. That is Triple S, everyone. All right. Remember, in Brain Game, each team will have first crack at 3 questions in each category. Correct answers in Brain Game score you 20. Get it wrong, we take 20 away. If a team can't answer a question, they can pass. So the other team should always be ready with their response. Well, let's get this Brain Game playoff matchup underway with a trip overseas. In today's pop-up culture, we're asking about popular kids shows featuring characters with accents from around the globe. All right, so let's start this with East Chapel Hill. It's been observed that some American kids are saying mummy, zebra, and tomato because of what little pink British character?
Our team's answer is Peppa Pig.
Peppa Pig is correct. Question 2 for East Chapel Hill in pop-up culture. Pigs are the bad guys in what show based on a Finnish smartphone game?
Our team's answer is Angry Birds.
That is correct. And last pop-up culture for East Chapel Hill. Ariana Grande voiced a character in the U.S. version of what Italian series focused on a teenage fairy warrior named Bloom?
Our team's answer is Pass.
That goes over to Triple S.
Our team's answer is Pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Winx Club. All right, now it's time for pop-up culture with Smithfield-Selma. 2023 was the second year that Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade featured a balloon of what Australian cattle dog pup?
Our team's answer is Bluey.
Bluey is correct. Hard to find one of those at the pound. Next one for Smithfield-Selma in pop-up culture. As of January, what Russian show's episode, Recipe for Disaster, has over 4.5 billion views on YouTube, the most for a non-music clip?
Our team's answer is Pass.
That goes over to East Chapel Hill if you would like to try.
Our team's answer is Pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Masha the Bear. And last pop-up culture for Smithfield-Selma. Marionette and Adrian are 2 teens who transform into insect and feline superheroes in what supernatural French animated series?
Our team's answer is Miraculous.
Miraculous is correct. All right, let's turn the channel from Nick Jr. to the news. How about that? For today's edition of Headliners, we'll need our players to be on top of current events, both from the gridiron to the courtroom and beyond. Each team will start with a visual clue on the monitor. Let's begin this with East Chapel Hill. After 24 seasons and 6 Super Bowl victories, what record-setting head coach left the New England Patriots?
Our team's answer is Bill Belichick.
That is correct. He never looks happy. All right, question 2 in Headliners for East Chapel Hill. In December, which state Supreme Court was the first to remove Donald Trump from the GOP primary ballot?
Our team's answer is Colorado.
Colorado is correct. And last Headliners for East Chapel Hill. In 1949, Adolf Dassler started a sports apparel company when his brother left. Name this company that celebrates its 75th anniversary this year.
Our team's answer is Puma.
That is incorrect. Smithfield-Selma, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is Adidas.
Adidas is correct. Now we're doing Headliners with Smithfield-Selma. After winning a record 7 national championships, 1 at LSU and 6 at Alabama, what head football coach retired in 2024?
Defer to Henry.
Nick Saban.
That is a good deferral. That is correct. Question 2 in Headliners for Smithfield-Selma. In January, the mayor of New York City sued Texas charter bus companies for $700 million. Name this mayor.
Our team's answer is Eric Adams.
That is correct. And last headliners for Smithfield-Selma. Paula Abdul is suing Nigel Lithgow, prompting him to step down from co-hosting what TV reality show?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer, see, they're studying. They're not watching the television. So you think you can dance is the answer to that one. All right. Whether you can dance or not, I cannot. Both teams showing they can brain game, making it the first round of the playoffs. For the seniors, they're hoping it'll be a Hollywood ending for this, which will help with our next category, which is Across America. Today, we're looking for places by the movies and films that were set there. You can earn points by correctly identifying the right U.S. city. So we will begin Across America with East Chapel Hill. Again, movie settings. In their old Mount Prospect police car, Elwood and Joliet Jake cause mayhem in what Midwestern city in Blues Brothers?
Our team's answer is Chicago.
Chicago is right. Question 2 in Across America for East Chapel Hill. The Bad Boys franchise and Ace Ventura, Pet Detective, are set in what sun-laden, vice-ridden Florida city?
Our team's answer is Miami.
Miami is correct. And last, Across America for East Chapel Hill, most of the movie Groundhog Day occurs in what western Pennsylvania town?
Our team's answer is Puxatawny.
Puxatawny is the place. All right, time for Across America with Smithfield-Selma. In Rocky, Sylvester Stallone's character famously runs up the steps of the Museum of Art in what city?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is Philadelphia.
Philly is correct. Now we're back with Smithfield-Selma, The movie Patriots Day centers on the pursuit and capture of terrorists who bombed a marathon in what city?
Our team's answer is Boston.
Boston is right. And last Across America for Smithfield-Selma. Angels in the Outfield features the Major League Baseball team based in what Orange County city?
Our team's answer is Los Angeles.
That is incorrect. East Chapel Hill, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is Anaheim.
Anaheim is the right place. All right, well, players, we have hit our first break now. Coming up, we're singing the blues in word power and going Gotham in arts and lit. Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
For the longest time, it was hard for me to even get out of the house, much less do a backside 180. It took me a bit to understand what was going on, but eventually I learned I had anxiety. Now I'm getting help for it and feeling so much better. Sure, some days are better than others, but the whole thing about getting out of the house, that's not really an issue anymore.
Call it drive, call it motivation, or even determination. We all have a spark, something that burns within, a drive to prove ourselves, motivation to succeed, determination to prove them wrong, a spark to do the unexpected. It's time to fuel that spark, ignite your future. Wake Tech.
In keeping with the FCC regulations regarding children's television programming, WRAL's Children's Programming Report documenting our compliance is available for viewing in the station's online public file, located on the FCC's website at stations.fcc.gov. The Children's Television Programming Report is also available for public viewing during our normal business hours, Monday through Friday from 8:30 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. WRAL TV is located at 2619 Western Boulevard in Raleigh.
Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. Playoff Brain Game. We're having some excitement up here at Wake Tech. After the first round of play, we have East Chapel Hill on the board with 160 points and Smithfield-Selma in there with 100. It's time to find out now how well our players can do filling in the blanks. In today's word power, we're looking for shades of blue, not Duke or Carolina, but some of the 270 other different varieties of the color blue. And we're going to start this with East Chapel Hill. What four-letter word is sometimes described as half blue and half green? It's the C in the CMYK color system.
Our team's answer is cyan.
That is correct. Question 2 in word power for East Chapel Hill. This 7-letter word comes from the Latin for heavenly. It's also a nickname for the Uruguayan soccer team. Need something over there? Anything, East Chapel Hill?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Smithfield-Selma.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Celeste. And last, word power for East Chapel Hill. This 8-letter word comes from the Latin word for blue. It is the blue of the Honduran flag.
Our team's answer is cerulean.
That is correct. All right, now time for word power with Smithfield-Selma. It's the blue variety of corundum. What 8-letter word is the gemstone that has a hardness rating of 9 on the Mohs scale? Need something over there?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is sapphire.
Sapphire is correct. Now we're back with Smithfield-Selma. This 5-letter word has its origins in lapis lazuli and is similar to the Italian word for light blue.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is azure. And last word power for Smithfield-Selma. It comes from a flower also known as vinca. What 10-letter word is also the name of a cat on Blue's Clues? I love cats. Need something over there? Anything?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is periwinkle. All right, players, good job not being confused on those last clues there. And we're primed for our next category, of course, which is arts and literature, where today we're starting at the top of the New York City skyline before ending in southern Spain. All right, let's begin arts and lit with East Chapel Hill. New York's Chrysler Building is an iconic example of what art style of the 1920s and 1930s?
Our team's answer is Art Deco.
That is correct. Question 2 for East Chapel Hill in Arts and Lit. She lost the money she was to use to study music at Juilliard and began writing after returning home to Georgia. Who wrote The Heart is a Lonely Hunter?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Smithfield-Selma if you would like to try.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is Carson McCullers. And let's round out Arts and Lit with East Chapel Hill. Mimi is the celebrated lead, but Musetta is the tough and crafty heroine of what Puccini opera?
Our team's answer is Turandot.
That is incorrect. Smithfield-Selma, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is La Boheme.
That is correct. All right, now let's do Arts and Lit with Smithfield-Selma. Archibald Motley's painting style exemplified what 20th century art movement centered in New York?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is the Harlem Renaissance. Now, we're back with Smithfield-Selma with question 2 in Arts and Lit. Bram Stoker based the character of Dracula on this New York author with whom he was close friends. Who is the poet of Leaves of Grass?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is Walt Whitman.
That is correct. And last Arts and Lit for Smithfield-Selma. Susanna is the bride, but most people only know the groom in what Mozart opera, a sequel to The Barber of Seville?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is The Marriage of Figaro.
Marriage of Figaro is correct. All right, teams, good job Figaroing those things out right there. If you've worked up an appetite, we're serving up Danish and Name Game, quizzing you on famous Danes, plus crunching numbers and rocket science. Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
There is a road laid out for me.
Boxes everywhere. And this is going to be Addie's room.
I am blind.
You're really gonna like it.
I hope so. Yeah.
I know this road is there for me. There is a love waiting.
First night here, but Amy seems cool.
Ways down by the river. I am blind, but I need not see.
I got this.
I know that love is there for me.
Okay.
If I'm really free, take me down to the river and wash me. Oh.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Welcome back to the Brain Game Playoffs, everyone. After that second round of play, we have East Chapel Hill on the board at 260. Smithfield-Selma has 120. And studio audience, we're having a good playoff game, aren't we? Yes, we are. Oh, yeah. Love the applause. All right. Lego now to Scandinavia and the land of more than 1,400 islands. It's a Great Dane edition of Name Game today. Players, you can earn points by correctly identifying famous people from Denmark. Let's find out who knows who's fluent in pastry. All right, we're going to begin with East Chapel Hill. And again, Danish people. He and his son both won the Nobel Prize in Physics. He was a model of the atom that quantized the electron.
Our team's answer is Niels Bohr.
That is correct. Question 2 in Name Game for East Chapel Hill. Considered the first existential philosopher. He is the author of Either, Or, and Fear and Trembling.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Smithfield-Selma.
Our team's answer is pass.
Soren Kierkegaard is the individual we were looking for. And last name game for East Chapel Hill. He came to the U.S. to play professional tennis, but ended up founding the band Metallica. Who is this influential drummer?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to Smithfield-Selma.
Our team's answer is pass.
That was good old Lars Ulrich with the old change in the ways there. All right, let's go to Smithfield-Selma now for Name Game. He authored many famous children's stories, including The Little Mermaid, The Ugly Duckling, and The Emperor's New Clothes.
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Hans Christian Andersen is the answer. Name Game Smithfield-Selma, question 2. The most famous Danish astronomer. He had a golden nose and observed a supernova in 1572.
Our team's answer is Kuiper.
That is incorrect. East Chapel Hill, would you like to try?
Our team's answer is Tycho Brahe.
That is correct. All right, and last name game for Smithfield-Selma. An actor. He has appeared in Rogue One, Doctor Strange, and a Rihanna video. Who took over for Johnny Depp as Grindelwald in the Fantastic Beasts films? That's a busy guy.
Our team's answer is Benedict Cumberbatch.
That is incorrect. East Chapel Hill.
Our team's answer is pass.
Mads Mikkelsen is the answer we're looking for there. All right, players, have your pencils and scratch paper ready. It's time for crunching numbers. You now have twice as much time to answer your questions. If you're still stumped, you can always pass to the other team, so everyone should be a human calculator working toward an answer. All right, let's start crunching numbers with East Chapel Hill. In the diagram, lines A, B, and CD are parallel, and segments BD and BF are transversals. If the measure of angle ABE is 100 degrees and the measure of angle DBF is 40 degrees, what is the measure of angle BFG?
Okay, so what will be angle F as by BG? So what's so we have B, so it's 360 minus 140. Yeah, divided by 2 is 60, right?
Need something over there, you guys. Love the deliberating.
Our team's answer is pass.
Okay, over to Smithfield-Selma. Anything? Need something, Smithfield-Selma.
Our team's answer is pass.
All right, the answer we're looking for there is 120 degrees. All right, question 2 in crunching numbers for East Chapel Hill. In the base 10 representation of 7 to the 2024th power, what is the ones digit?
Our team's answer is 9.
That is incorrect. Smithfield-Selma. Anything over there, Smithfield-Selma?
Okay, our team's answer is pass.
Answer we're looking for there is 1. And last crunching numbers for East Chapel Hill. Give the integer that is equivalent to log of 4 plus log of 25.
Our team's answer is 2.
2 is correct. All right, let's crunch numbers now with Smithfield-Selma. In the diagram, the measure of angle A is 30 degrees, and the measure of angle B is 80 degrees. What is the measure of angle BCD?
Our team's answer is 110 degrees.
That is correct. Question 2 in crunching numbers for Smithfield-Selma. What is the largest prime factor of 2024?
Our team's answer is pass.
Over to East Chapel Hill.
506 and 2.
Anything you guys?
Our team's answer is pass.
Okay, answer there is 23. And last crunching numbers for Smithfield-Selma. In the unit circle, angle X is in standard position. If the cosine of X is -1/2 and the sine of X is the square root of 3/2, then in what quadrant is the terminal ray of angle X? Easy for
Our
me.
team's answer is the second quadrant.
That is correct. Good job over there. Way to pull it out. All right. Good news, players. You've made it through the always difficult math portion of Brain Game. We're on now to rocket science, which is no slouch either. The last category before our final round. Today, we're covering biology, physics, and computer science, and we wish you all the best of luck. So let's start rocket science with East Chapel Hill. Carbon monoxide binds more strongly to this large protein than oxygen does, making it more deadly. What is this blood-borne compound?
Our team's answer is hemoglobin.
That is correct. Question 2 in rocket science for East Chapel Hill. Around 5,000 satellites in low orbit, Earth orbit, currently supply internet access under what program run by SpaceX?
Our team's answer is Starlink.
Starlink is right. And last rocket science for East Chapel Hill. What series of small computers, originally intended for schools in the UK, are popular with hobbyists and sound like a dessert?
Our team's answer is Raspberry Pi.
That is correct. Sweeping the round in rocket science. Good job, East Chapel Hill. All right, let's do rocket science now with Smithfield-Selma. Polytetrafluoroethylene, or PTFE, is more commonly known by what DuPont trademark? It's found in nonstick pans.
Our team's answer is Teflon.
Teflon is correct. Question 2 in rocket science for Smithfield-Selma. 32 satellites currently provide this service in the U.S. by triangulating a receiver's position. What is this navigational aid begun in 1978?
Our team's answer is GPS.
GPS is right. And last rocket science for Smithfield-Selma. They are members of the genus Punica and have a thick white material that surrounds the juicy red seeds. What are these fruits used in making grenadine syrup?
Our team's answer is pomegranate.
Pomegranates is correct. Man, rocket science was the round, wasn't it? All right, we're globetrotting back in time to a war that lasted about a semester. And Brain Game will be right back, everyone.
These are more than just the sounds of a safe place to go after school. These are the sounds of interest being ignited and of mentors making an impact. The sounds of tutoring and tech and health and fitness and arts and music. At Boys and Girls Clubs, we don't do just one thing. We do whatever it takes to meet the needs of every kid who comes through those doors. Because whatever it takes is what it takes to build great futures. Great futures start here.
Trees help us see the big picture, beautifying the landscape, purifying our water supply, filtering the air we breathe, and cooling the climate. Now more than ever, our national forests need us. That's why the Arbor Day Foundation is putting out the call to plant more trees and preserve and protect the ones we already have. Visit arborday.org and see how you can help.
You're watching WRAL.
Welcome back to Brain Game, everyone. We hope you're playing along on your TV, your favorite device at home. If you want more information about the smartest 30 minutes on TV, go to WRAL.com, type in the search words Brain Game for the season schedule, final scores, and to watch past episodes. That regular round of play ended with East Chapel Hill on the board at 360 and Smithfield-Selma in there at 180. Up to 200 points are now on the table. It all comes down to our game's final question. Each team determined how much to risk on globetrotting during the commercial break. Teams, here is your all-important final question. In 1982, Argentina and the UK fought a war over what territory in the South Atlantic with its capital at Stanley? Stay tuned. The final answer and the final scores when Brain Game returns.
I don't know about that, man.
Excuse me. Hi, Ink.
Come on, man.
No.
Ooh. You're kidding, right?
Actually, I do know. I'll text. You drive.
Call it drive. Call it motivation. Or even determination. We all have a spark, something that burns within. A drive to prove ourselves. Motivation to succeed. Determination to prove them wrong. A spark to do the unexpected. It's time to fuel that spark. Ignite your future. Wake Tech.
Welcome back to the Brain Game playoffs, everyone. The teams are locked in with their answers to today's final question, which is, in 1982, Argentina and the UK fought a war over what territory in the South Atlantic with its capital at Stanley? Let's go over to our teams now. Let's start with Smithfield-Selma. Please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer is the Falkland Islands.
That was correct. You risked 180 points. That brings your game total to 360. Good job on Smithfield-Selma, correct? Yes. All right. East Chapel Hill, please tell us your answer.
Our team's answer is the Falkland Islands.
Also correct. They risked 1 point. That brings their game total to 361. So with that 361, East Chapel Hill is today's Brain Game winner, everybody. All right. Good math figuring out. All right, congratulations to East Chapel Hill. Please join us next week when Chapel Hill takes on Green Level High School. Thank you for watching Brain Game, the smartest 30 minutes on TV, everyone.